I also will send you those messages.
I get messages regularly from my divine dates across the way.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Senate Committee on Government Operations meeting of Thursday, March 20th. We had on the agenda, for those of you that have already looked at it, hope to hear from the Commissioner of the Department of Buildings and General Services, Wanda Manoli. She will be in next Thursday instead. And this is regarding the bill about the state contracting standards for advertising. So we will hear from Beth Vestigi a little bit later this afternoon for her confirmation hearing. And we hope to have a representative from the state treasurer's office in the interim to talk about a request that they have. But I thought at the moment we could go for about 10-15 minutes and take a break, go over next week's agenda. Senator Bihovsky and I met earlier today and came up with a list. And I asked Julian to just jot these down as we go through it. S-119, which is the early education bill. I did have a little bit more of a conversation with some of the folks from Let's Grow Kids.
Oh, good.
And I'm trying to keep as open a mind as I can about it. I expressed some concerns yesterday. I just don't understand how it's so expensive for people to do, and the people that work there aren't basically making much more than minimum wage. So where does all that money go?
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out there's some good explanations for that. Anyway, why don't we take that up on Tuesday next and also Thursday? S-84, as I just mentioned, is the advertising bill. We're going to do that next Thursday as well. That's when we hope to hear from Wanda Manoli and whoever else wants to come in. If Paul Heinz and that whole crew wants to come in and talk about it, that's fine too.
So may I ask a question?
Certainly.
So we are expecting an H bill on that, right?
We already have it. It's an S bill.
Mm-hmm.
We have our own.
I realize that.
Yeah.
And no, I realize that we're getting another bill with with whatever they've done to change it.
Correct.
We're getting that from the House. I think but your anticipation is that, I guess my question is, we don't have, I don't know the question. So I thought,
Can I ask?
we're not waiting for it to come to us, is my point. We're continuing our conversation.
Well, they did pass it out Friday, so it may crossover. And
I know that.
We can work from that bill.
Right, okay. I guess I was just thinking you're not waiting for it to come to us. We're just moving ahead, which is
No,
good.
and I'm surprised it hasn't come down yet.
Well, actually, I have a little bit of info on
Oh,
that. So I believe that they passed over it on the House floor today. So
okay.
I think the expectation is that it would be here next week,
Okay,
but I'm not totally sure what the plan is since they passed over today.
thank you for that intel.
That's kind of what I thought you were going to ask about was, is the concern that they're maybe not going to be moving as quickly and that's why we're doing it. But
It says postponed until 3/26.
Okay.
oh, that's okay.
That'd be-
And there aren't any more right
Go
now.
back.
I'm glad we're continuing the conversation and keeping.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah, maybe
Absolutely.
might be snagging your counterpart to just get a
Yeah.
debrief on that one. Thank you, Jillian.
The other bill that seemed to be of concern is H-474, which is the miscellaneous elections bill. I understand that it came out of the House Gov Ops Committee 11-0, but when it got to the floor, it ran into a few bumps. And it was postponed until today, I believe. So I don't know whether they have offered amendments or have passed it as it came out of the committee. I don't think they would have passed it as a committee because there wouldn't have been any concern. So I'd like to at least look at that, but I don't know when it might get assigned to us.
That one says postponed until 3/25.
That's next Tuesday. So
You are a font of
And it didn't
information.
make crossover, did it?
Yeah, they all made crossover.
How?
If it's
That's a-
still in
that's
committee.
another
No, it got
question.
postponed on
It's
the
not, it's
floor.
just postponed on the floor.
Right, my understanding is they sent it back to the committee.
Oh, did they send it back to the committee?
I don't know.
Oh, So it still made crossover because it got voted out of the committee at the time.
But I wanted to do something very similar with one of our bills and was told that that was a no-no,
Oh, really?
Is the house placed by there?
I suppose.
So I guess I'll leave that as a question mark right now. If they do take it up Tuesday, we could take a look at it at the end of next week. If it doesn't, we'll just have to wait for it. H10, which is a Berry City charter. I think we can take that up as soon as we get it. So let's put that on maybe for Wednesday. And there'll probably be references to who introduced it and which city official testified on it. I didn't hear that there's anything controversial about it, so probably be able to take care of that pretty quickly.
Was there a local option tax or anything in it?
They can do it now anyway. They don't have to get
Oh.
the General Assembly approval.
Yeah, we passed that thing.
You're right.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
You know that I hate local option passes.
Well, you just passed, oh, you're not there. Yeah, Burlington passed a pretty major one.
Yeah, but I don't think it's come on the floor even up there yet.
Oh, I think they passed it. They
Don't mind
found it
the-
encouraging.
On lodging and meals. I don't like them on everything because they're aggressive.
Yeah, no, they are.
H1, which we do have possession of, is the Ethics Commission bill, which, as I understand, at least in our version, it asks for at least one new position. I'm going to say 1.5 positions,
Yeah.
something like
Well,
that.
they're way under resourced
Yeah.
for what
Well,
they do.
I don't, that's not our purview anyway, it's next door. But at
Well-
least Christine Sivert told me she was told that they weren't gonna get any new positions by approach. But, so I think they've already been in there.
Ah,
But the contention here is, and again, I understand people may feel differently. One of the provisions in that would allow senators and representatives to fall under their jurisdiction in terms of complaints. And the House stripped that out, as I recall, because they felt strongly that we already have our own panels in the building that take care of ethics violations. Senator Clarkson.
so right now, anyone can complain to the Ethics Commission and they then funnel it to us. I am happy keeping it that way. So I would not say people can't complain because the Ethics Commission is the funnel for complaints. But they then send it to our Senate panel and our House panel.
Okay,
And they send it to the Judiciary panel. And they send it to the administrations. Whoever does, will ask Beth. But so they already are a funnel.
Yeah.
To sending it to us. So I don't understand what the issue was.
well, we're gonna take testimony because it did pass the House. I haven't looked at the bill though. Terry Corsones stopped in earlier this morning and asked whether they could weigh in on it. She had a couple of witnesses. Carolyn, and I'll give you the spellings on these, Jillian Brown Anderson, Carolyn Brown Anderson. Not sure who she is. Oh, I do know who she is. She's the head of the professional. What is the,
She's been in the room,
okay,
right?
I don't know. She could have been.
Oh.
The
What's she that?
the lawyer's professional responsibility board for the
Oh,
attorneys.
okay. Great. Yes, that was what Mike Kennedy ran and Jean's son. And
Oh, yeah, it wasn't this year.
And Meryl Bent, who is also have something to do with judiciary. It's a she.
I said, what a great name.
Okay. So they've asked to come in next week and I said probably, I don't know, Wednesday?
But at the moment,
All those people will come in together.
Yes.
so my understanding at the moment is that, you know, the Ethics Commission is a natural place for a person who knows nothing and but has experience, has something they need to complain about, to at least start it there. And then the Ethics Commission sends it to the appropriate place. That is one of the places they send it, is to that office, the
Mhm.
Office of Professional, whatever, in judiciary.
Okay.
So
Well, at least it takes.
I don't get what the kerfuffle's about in that.
Yeah, we have our ethics meeting tomorrow at noon.
Oh, you're on the ethics panel?
I'm on the ethics panel for the Senate.
Okay.
Well, good. Who's chairing that this year?
Keisha.
Kitchen.
Okay.
Great. And we're back on sexual harassment.
Prevention,
I know.
prevention.
Yes, we don't want
I
harassment.
haven't
We
been
want
sexual,
prevention.
so we're good.
There you go. Well, we're preventing it on.
I know she, in fact,
Fortunately, fortunately.
Some of us in the room have.
Yes, fortunately.
The other bill that I did promise Senator Gulick I would take up, I didn't promise that it would make crossover, and as it turns out, it didn't, as S-111, which is language access and emergency response.
Oh, we've talked about this before.
Okay,
So, yeah, I look forward to talking about this.
Is there, so the flood omnibus bill is coming from the House.
And that.
I feel like that's germane. I
So
know.
that's when we talked about it last year was in our flood bill. And
Yes, we did.
it got kind of scrapped.
But it actually is, in an emergency, very important that everybody understand in a language they understand.
So if I was
What's
looking
going on.
for a life raft for that, I would say that flood omnibus bill, which I don't think is actually likely to come to us, but we might.
We could add,
see.
we could ask for possession of it to put this on.
Would,
But we have a
well,
vehicle.
we already have a vehicle. It didn't make crossover, that's all.
oh, okay.
We can add it too.
Yeah, no, Martine's bill is up there.
Oh,
That's
great.
one of them.
Oh, great. Even easier.
If for some reason we decided that it needed to go this year, I'm sure we could find a vehicle.
Yeah. And then the other one was S-81. Tanya and I talked about this. I don't have a burning desire either way. Prohibits municipal regulation of the use of hygienic face masks.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah. This is
Well,
what a town.
In other words, if you live in a municipality that says you can't wear them, We're gonna make
I
that
see,
illegal.
prohibiting, prohibiting.
Correct. It's a big,
It's a double negative.
yes.
Okay, got it.
And this came from someone whose municipality is seeking to do this.
So-
And they have an immune condition that would basically mean that if that's the case, they can't leave their house.
You mean they don't allow individuals
There's
to
reason-
wear whatever they want?
That is, I mean, New York's talking about doing it. This is like a thing that's happening.
really?
Yeah.
We never did that.
They
Half the people ride the subway now have a mask on.
It is a thing that is happening.
Let's not encourage it.
Again, I don't
Reason I
want
have a bill saying no.
a burning desire either way, but we could certainly take the testimony. I don't know. Have we filled at least a couple things on every day next week?
Yes.
Okay. So that's where we are. Did we hear back from,
Yes, Ashland is coming in at 3.
3? Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Why don't we,
Oh, that's too bad.
yeah, it'll just delay the gate of the day. So we have Beth at 2:30 and Ashland at 3.
We're gonna have a roll call on the house for me. It's on one of these bills.
Let's hope.
Okay.
Anything else for us at the moment? We will be back, those of you watching. But let's take a 25-minute break, and Allison could probably check her emails during that time since
I'm not, I'm gonna go talk to Blue.